you're the kind of guy that would fuck a person in the ass and not even have the goddamn common courtesy to give him a reach around.
This is Robert Lee Ermey, and he's also not a trained actor. He was a real drill instructor who also served 14 months in the Vietnam War.
Well, there's one thing that you won't like, Private Snowball. They don't serve fried chicken and watermelon on a daily basis in my mess hall.
The clips you're watching are all from Stanley Kubrick's 1987 film, Full Metal Jacket, where Lee Ermey delivers one of the most iconic performances in all of cinema.
Bullshit, I bet you could suck a golf ball through a garden hose.
But here's the thing, Lee Ermey wasn't originally supposed to be in this movie. In fact, he stole it from one of the most tortured Kubrick actors of all time. But we'll get back to him in a moment. First, let's talk about the film. 1967, Parris Island, South Carolina. A group of innocent young boys have come for Marine training. Their heads are shaven and they meet their drill instructor, Gunnery Sergeant Hartman, and he informs the recruits they will be turned from boys into killing machines. Every recruit is stripped of their actual name. They're given nicknames: Snowball, Cowboy, Joker, Gomer Pyle. It is Hartman's goal to degrade their sense of self and insult them so they can be built back up into something much more. Hartman decides to single out two specific recruits: Joker, who's intelligent, quick, and knows how to survive, and Leonard Lawrence, renamed Gomer Pyle, seems to be his complete opposite.
Move it! Move it! Are you quitting on me? Well, are you? Then quit, you slimy fucking walrus looking piece of shit! Get the fuck off of my obstacle! Get the fuck down off of my obstacle! Now! Move it! I'm gonna rip your balls off!
Sergeant Hartman decides to continually abuse Gomer Pyle, both verbally and physically. And when it doesn't work out, he punishes the entire gang of recruits.
What is that, Private Pyle? Private Pyle has dishonored himself and dishonored the platoon. I have failed because you have not helped me. You people have not given Private Pyle the proper motivation. Whenever Private Pyle fucks up, I will not punish him. I will punish all of you. And the way I see it, ladies, you owe me for one jelly donut. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3.
So the recruits turn on him, and they beat him viciously in the middle of the night. Yet they're all about to regret it. After that, something changes in Pyle. The boyhood innocence that Pyle demonstrated before is completely stripped away, and his transformation into a killing machine is completed. He becomes the best marksman in the platoon, but inside, Leonard Lawrence has died. The night before graduation, Joker finds Pyle in the bathroom. He's loading live rounds into his rifle. Hartman storms in, and for the first time, Pyle doesn't back down. He shoots the drill instructor dead, and then turns the rifle on himself. So how real was Lee Ermey's performance? And how did he even get the role? Lee Ermey served as a Marine in 1961, was a drill instructor from 65 to 67, and also served in Vietnam for 14 months. Here is Stanley Kubrick describing how he got hired. He had written to us to ask if he could work as a technical advisor. Then he wrote another letter, and another. We could see from his letters that he was intelligent, but he was so insistent that I almost didn't hire him because I thought, this guy is going to give us a really hard time.
Bullshit, it looks to me like the best part of you ran down to cracking your mama's ass and ended up as a brown stain on the mattress.
We took him on as a technical advisor all the same, and we asked him to interview the actors who came in to do tests, just the way he would have done if they were new recruits. I wasn't around that day, but when I saw the videotape, I couldn't believe my eyes. It was even crazier than anything I had imagined. Lee Ermey had gone into this whole wild improvisation where he started insulting these young men, literally terrifying them. And he had a huge repertoire of insults. He had a new one for each guy who came in, whatever his name was, whether he was small or large, whether he had a pimple on his nose or a dimple in his chin. He was a walking encyclopedia of insults. So he got the role right away. I wouldn't say that Lee is the greatest actor in the world, but I do think that the greatest actor in the world couldn't have played the role better than Lee did. Just like Kubrick said, Lee Ermey's performance was very authentic to real life. Lee Ermey generated 150 pages of insults drawn from his actual experience as a drill instructor. On top of that, multiple veterans who went through boot camp after Vietnam said it was the most accurate depiction they'd ever seen. One thing to note though is that Ermey himself admitted that many of Hartman's on-screen actions would have gotten a real drill instructor disciplined. According to Lee Ermey, this particular scene with Gomer Pyle actually happened in real life, and the drill instructor was punished for it. And just the fact that he has an anecdote about this shows how much of his real life experience blended into his role. But he wasn't actually the original drill instructor. Meet Tim Colceri, the original drill instructor of Full Metal Jacket. And I was about to tell the story myself, but I realized that I could just ask him. So I reached out, and this is what he said.
Hi everybody, it's Tim Colceri from Full Metal Jacket. I was originally cast to be the drill instructor in Full Metal Jacket. They spent 3 years of casting and thousands of tapes. And when they got a hold of me, I was so excited, and I got to memorize 60 pages of dialogue, and I flew me over to London, and I became this character for like 3 months, 12 hours a day. And then Lee Ermey, who was the technical advisor on the film, started adding some dialogue they liked, and Stanley wrote me a letter saying he had 2 starting quarterbacks. Kind of hurt, because I really loved that role. But I remember reading the script saying, gosh, whoever plays that door gunner role is going to have a ball. I never thought that would be me. Anyway, after 3 days of filming him, he hit a tree, almost died. And they called me up and said, don't go anywhere, you got the role back. Couldn't believe it. And then a week went by, the insurance company said, wait a minute, you started with him, you're going to finish with him, we're going to shut down production until he healed. So about 6 months later, I went back to the United States waiting for me to shoot the door gunner scene. I get a letter from my agent saying they decided to cut the door gunner out of the movie. Now, I'm not even in the movie. So I went from one of the best roles in the movies to another great role to no role. 2 months after the movie was wrapped, they called me back and decided to put the door gunner role back in. Well, here's something you don't know. Those other 2 guys weren't even in the helicopter. They shot them on the ground, blew wind at them. So I had to memorize their dialogue and then shoot my scene and be the only one up in the helicopter. I shot 6,000 rounds for that one scene. And right before I went to film it the day before, I've been rehearsing, Stanley said, what's your dialogue? And I told him, and he goes, you gave him the wrong dialogue to memorize? He goes, come with me. And he went into his room and he typed that dialogue within 20 seconds. He says, this is the new dialogue you're going to shoot tomorrow. I shot 6,000 rounds for that one scene. I was the only one to be on the set, no other actors. And it's funny, I don't really have any really close friends from Full Metal Jacket. Well, I hope I gave you some insight of what I went through. And remember, get some, baby. Ain't war hell.
Easy. You just don't lead him so much. Ain't war hell.
You write Born to Kill on your helmet, and you wear a peace button. What's that supposed to be, some kind of sick joke?
No, sir.
What is it supposed to mean?
I think I was trying to suggest something about the duality of man, sir.
The what?
The duality of man, the Jungian thing, sir.
One of the most prominent themes in this film is this idea of duality, where you can have something like good and evil coexist in the same person. They're contradictions of the self. Hartman is obsessed with cleanliness and order, yet his vernacular is extremely impure. Similarly, Joker comes in saying that he's a killer, yet has cognitive dissonance when it comes to actually killing people. The duality even has a deeper layer of what Carl Jung called the shadow. After the film came out, Kubrick stated, I suppose the single improvement one might hope for in the world, which would have the greatest effect for good, would be an appreciation of the Jungian view of man by those who see themselves as good and externalize all evil.